Take your hands off the wheel, stop trying to control the universe, and let the universe show you what to do. We are live for Dear Gabby. I see everybody rolling in. Hello, everybody. Okay. To start off today, I'm going to pull a card, and someone said I'm 37 and I sound like a teenager. Yes, and I am 41 and I just said IRL. So here we go. I'm going to pull a card and I'm going to riff on that card for a few minutes, get everybody warmed up. Here we go. This is from the Super Attractor deck. And let's see what the universe has in store for us today. Let's see what the universe has in store for us today. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. This is probably one of the most profound ways to look at life. When we stop expecting things to be the way that we think they should be, when we stop forcing outcomes, and when we start allowing what is of the highest good to be our only agenda, our only intention, that's when the universe truly has our back. That's when we can live what it means to surrender. True surrender comes when we stop praying for what we think we need and we start connecting and grounding in what could possibly be of the highest good for all. And when we stop praying for what we think we need and we start allowing what is of the highest good for all. So true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. And it begins not just with how will I get what is of the highest good, but how can I be open to what is of the highest good? How can I open up my consciousness to release what I think I need and get grounded in what is possible and what is of the highest good, not just for me and my agenda, but the highest good for all. That's the message. That's a pretty powerful message to begin our show with today. True manifesting is about what is of the highest good for all. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. Boom. So who's the person that's coming in first? Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Malka.
Hi, Malka. Where are you in the world?
I'm located right now in Jerusalem, actually.
Oh, shalom, my friend. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank God.
Good, good. She's in Jerusalem, everybody. I would love to be in Jerusalem right now. What a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild city.
How can I help you?
Wow. Oh my gosh. I know everyone always says, oh, I had a feeling I was going to be picked, and then they're picked. I totally had that feeling too.
You knew today was your day.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, I'm sort of in I'm in a place right now where I feel like a lot of shifts are happening in my life, and I'm doing a lot of inner work. And I guess I just really struggle with having patience with my journey, and also I'm constantly wishing that I was 8 steps ahead of where I am now.
Ooh, okay.
And I feel like I do a lot of the reading and I do a lot of the work, but there's a part of like authentically embodying it that I feel like I struggle with.
All right. So you are doing all the spiritual work. You're on your personal growth path. You feel like you should be 10 steps ahead from where you are right now. And that's bringing you down. And you have a sense and that you want to embody the belief and not get hung up in the expectation. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yes, I get. Yeah, I just feel like I'm not seeing. Yeah, I guess I'm just not seeing the kind of results that I.
Okay.
Yeah.
This card, honey, our card for today was made for you. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. So you're doing everything right in that you're open to a spiritual practice, you're willing to grow, you're showing up for your practice, you're reading books, you're doing the work, you're here on Dear Gabby, you're showing up, you're showing up, you're showing up. You're doing a lot of doing though, and you're
Yeah.
also doing a lot of expecting. And so a lot of doing and a lot of expecting are two major blocks to your ability to attract what it is that you want into your life. And so it's the doing that actually creates sort of a manic manifesting vibration, which is, how do I get that? What do I do next? Got to do this thing next. Got to do this thing next. And that lacks the belief system that I can be still and I can allow. That's number one. Number two, being in the expectation of what you think things should be is another block to your manifesting power and your super attractor power, which is what I call it, because your expectations are limiting the possibilities. Your expectations are limiting the highest good, as this card says. So when we start to pray for what is of the highest good, rather than intend and pray for what we think we need, that's when the universe can conspire with what it is that is of the highest good for all. So ultimately, what's happening is all the doing is energetically blocking, and all the expecting is blocking the manifestation as well. Because when you're in this tunnel vision of expectation, it should be this way. I should be further along. I shouldn't be here. What's happening is you're missing the opportunity to recognize where you are, how great things are in this moment, what is possible in this moment, the creative possibility in this moment, the exciting potential in this moment. You're blocking it. I want you to sit on your ass. I want you to stop doing.
Yeah.
I want you to start being, which is what you also said. You're actually Dear Gabbying yourself. You said, I want to embody the feeling. I want to embody the emotion. The being is a presence. It's an energy. It's a state. It's not an action. True manifesting does require us to show up for our desires. You got to pick up the phone and then call a job interview, and you have to ask for the date, and you have to do whatever it is that you want to create. But ultimately, the greatest source of power that we have to attract what we want is how we feel.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that resonates with you.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's kind of frustrating also because I'm starting like a spiritual business, like I'm starting a sound healing business. And so it feels even more like I don't know how to find that balance of just being still and like.
Well, okay. In my book, Super Attractor, I teach the spiritually aligned action method, which I've taught on this show before. And the concept is that it's not that manifesting is just sitting on your ass and meditating and then shit comes to you. Manifesting is about really getting grounded in the alignment with what feels good, what inspires you, and then taking the necessary actions to co-create your desires from an energy that is grounded and inspired and faithful and loving and at ease. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to not stop taking the actions towards this desired business, but to check yourself along the way. When you notice that you're taking an action from a place of frantic energy or neediness, I want you to step away, go have an ice cream, go have a falafel in Jerusalem. I'm serious. Like, please have one for me. Go for a swim. Do something that gets you out of that frantic state. And then when you start feeling good, take the action. Whenever we take action from a place of tension, we actually block the possibility of what that action could be.
Yeah.
Got me?
Totally.
And if you have a copy of Super Attractor, do you have a copy of Super Attractor?
Not, I just have Universe Has Your Back.
Okay, great. So my team can send you the audiobook of Super Attractor, and we can get you super attracting, because everything you're asking for, the book really answers those questions. So to take this further for you, I want you to have that book. Okay, my love?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shalom. Thank you for being with me here on Dear Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby. You're amazing.
Baby, peace. Thank you for giving me the chance to give you a Gabby kick in the ass.
Thank
So
you.
girl, sit your ass down. All right. All right. So we are good. Let's bring in the next one. Who's next? I hope you're enjoying this show. And if you want to get more Gabby, you can click the link below, subscribe to my Dear Gabby podcast on Apple, be the first to know when the episodes drop because they come out 1 week before the video. And you can download it to your phone, listen to it while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're working out. You can just get more Gabby wherever you are. And if you feel called, leave a review. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's get back to this episode. Hey, hey. Hi, Christian.
How are you?
Hi, my sweetness. How are you doing?
So I'm a little bit stressed because what's been happening. So early February I found out that I we thought that I wasn't going to go to college, and I then we found out that I was on, and I had to do all this. So what I'm trying to say is like I know that it's on, but I keep feeling that like something like that it's gonna fall right under me.
Okay. Okay.
So
So,
I need to like how do I calm the mind, because my mind is saying, okay, you're in the program, but like I have this doubting.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how do I stop the doubting?
Great, Christian. So, you are in school, you're registered for school, and you still have a voice in the back of your mind saying, "Oh, it's going to fall apart. How it's not going to work." And so you've got this doubt, okay? And my love, you've been on this show before. I absolutely on the Instagram show, and now you're here on the podcast. And I love you, and you're part of our family here. And I just want to acknowledge you and all of the great work that you do to stay optimistic, positive, and upbeat, especially during this difficult year that we've had. So I just want to acknowledge you for that first and foremost. Yeah, it's beautiful. And so, Christian, when you've come on the show in the past, in very short periods of time, you and I have had this opportunity to go from despair, like you could have been in a really stressed out state, to actually really regulating yourself very quickly within like minutes, truly.
Yeah,
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like
yeah,
you've gone from, being stressed and nervous, and then very quickly you and I just start to just calm it down. And even just hearing the tone of my voice has been soothing for you. And you can just relax yourself just right now in this moment with me. And I want to work with you on that for just a second before we start problem solving. Okay. So I want you to just regulate with me and just listen to the tone of my voice. And I want you to place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. And everybody watching can do the same. And I want you to just breathe in with me. And on the exhale, just let it go. Just take a deep breath in and let it go. And how are you feeling now that we're just kind of slowing it down a little bit? Are you feeling a little bit more relaxed just being with
yeah,
me?
yeah, a lot.
Okay. So, in this place where you're just a little bit more relaxed, let's just talk about what's up. Okay.
Okay.
Let's give power to what's working. You're enrolled in school, and that's a very abundant thing. That's a big deal, right? It's exciting. Yeah. And there's a part of you that wants to self-sabotage. There's a part of you that doesn't believe. There's a part of you that wants to, play it down or stay safe. And I want you to give yourself a lot of credit right now because that part of you is just there to protect you from previous disappointments, from old experiences, from what was a traumatic event for you as a college student during COVID when everything started to shut down, right? I remember that's when we first met, right?
Yeah,
And you were very activated in that shutdown and it was really scary for you.
yeah.
And so I want you to look at this sort of doubting, that's your language, and just say, "Oh, okay. That doubting is just a form of self-protection. That's all it is. It's
But
just
I don't want to give voice to my fear because,
it's
as you
okay
say, fear is false evidence re- appearing
appearing
real.
real." But hear me out for a second. What I'm actually trying to do is unwind the attachment to the fear. Having a fear here and there, baby, is totally acceptable and understandable and common and expected. We're humans. We've been alive in a pandemic. It's been a tough time. Okay, we've got some fear. And I want you to really look at this experience of doubting as just this part of you that's just been trying to protect you because you've had an event earlier this past year in 2020 where school was changed, your lifestyle was uprooted, and it was upsetting for you, right?
Yeah.
And so there's just a part of you right now that's doubting. And that doubting part isn't real. It's just showing up because it's there to be a false sense of protection.
But
Okay.
I feel as though if I have the doubt there, then I'll manifest. Oh no, it's not going to happen, and I don't want that to
No,
happen.
and that's why you're here right now on Dear Gabby, because it's not about the moment when we have the thought. It's about how much energy we put into the thought, right? So you're here right now, and we're undoing the thought. We're undoing it together. I really want you to really be in the second step of forgiving the thought, sweetheart, okay?
Okay.
Because that thought has had some purpose, right? Sometimes there's times in your life where you may have had to doubt things to protect yourself from disappointment or protect yourself from something that could be, but that's just a practice that's not supporting you in this moment. Okay?
Okay.
So I just want you to really bring it down, really look at the worry and the doubt and just see that worry and doubt as just a silly form of protection that you don't actually need right now. Okay? And in the moments when it comes up, I want you to notice it. And I want you to say, thank you for showing up. Thank you, part of me, for showing up. But I'm good. I don't need you anymore. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling faithful. I'm going to lean towards what's working. I thank you. And it's actually a really powerful practice, Christian, of saying, thank you, right? Thank you, but no thanks. Or saying, thank you for sharing. Like, for instance, if somebody came to you, if you're feeling really good and a friend or a family member came to you with a bunch of doubt and negativity, you, Christian, I know you, you're sassy. You would say, thanks for sharing, but no, I don't believe that. Right. I want you to say the same thing to yourself. Thank you for sharing. I know that you're just trying to be protective, but it's not the truth. Yeah, write it down, baby. I see you getting
Yeah.
your pen out. Write it down. Write it down. This is the method called thank you for sharing. So you talk back to your thoughts. Thank you for sharing, but that's not my story, people, right?
Sharing.
And here's the deal, guys. We all have all these different parts of ourselves that show up when we're activated. And this is, in this case, a part of you that's just the doubter. The doubter's there. Okay, thank you, doubter, for showing up. I don't believe you, though. You're not true. Thank you for sharing, but I choose again. Thank you for
Okay.
sharing, but I'm enrolled. Thank you for sharing, but everybody's getting vaccinated. Thank you for sharing, but we have a new path ahead of us. Thank you for sharing. Things are different next year. Thank you for sharing, but all the schools want to be open. Thank you for sharing. I don't need you, baby. You know, you're okay. I forgive you. You're not going to judge that part of you, but you're just going to say, "No, thanks. Thank you
I
for sharing."
think I think the fear is coming from I don't know if I'm ready because like I'm like living with a disability. I have so much dependence on my parents, and maybe the fear is coming from a place of like do you think you're worthy of going to college?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, Christian, we've talked about this because you've been struggling with depression, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've been very reliant on your parents. I'm so happy for you that you have such beautiful parents that have been so supportive and caring of you. And the good news is they're not going anywhere. Okay. And that you can take risks and you can go out into the world and you have a secure environment. You have a secure, safe environment at home that you can always turn back to, that's always there for you. And that's a big blessing, man. It's a freaking gift in life. And I want you to celebrate that. And I want you to stay so grounded in that because that security that you have at home with your family allows you to take risks, allows you to step outside your comfort zone, allows you to go off to college and see how it feels with the possibility of what it could be. Right.
Mhm.
So just really keep coming back to what's safe for you, what's working, what's secure, because the second that I start to remind you of how safe you are, your entire nervous system settles. I see it on you right now. I just see you start relaxing. And so I just want you to just Remember how secure things are for you. Remember how abundant things are for you. Remember how strong you are and how much you've been through and how much you continue to grow through. And that will really give you a lot of positive energy to move forward and take risks and do things that are new. And I want to honor you and acknowledge you for the bigness of your life and how much you've created and all that you are capable of. And so, with the sense of security and safety that you have at home, you have endless possibilities of what it is that you can create, even with as you said, a disability. I'm just going to say a gift of knowing all the different myriad experiences of different feelings that we can experience in this lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
And that gift has allowed you to be this compassionate, open-hearted, beautiful person that I get to see on this show. And so I just want you to take it one day at a time, say thank you for sharing to the fear, and then keep remembering I have a lot of security. So it's safe to do new things. I will always land on my feet. Okay, baby?
Okay.
So proud of you, Christian. You're so beautiful. We're all rooting for you, baby. We're
Thank
really
you.
rooting for
Thank
you.
you.
I love you.
Love you too.
See you on Instagram.
See you on.
Goodbye, gorgeous. Goodbye. I love that guy. Oh, Christian, what a beauty.
Hi, I'm Erica.
Hi, Erica. Where are you
Can you hear
from?
me?
Yes, I can.
I'm from
Oh no, you're
good.
cutting out.
I'm from Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. Hi, honey. How you doing?
Hi, good. So I rarely ever get to watch the Dear Gabby's live, so this is a treat, and now I'm on it, so it was meant to be. I have to say, I am a Miracle member. I recently joined a family friend who I've known her whole life, and we did the New Year's challenge together, and that was fun. And and I recently started doing May Cause Miracles. I will share, I am a stay-at-home mom who's had some different career paths, trying to figure out what my next step is. And I think I found it with all the manifesting challenges and whatnot that I've been doing over the last few months and weeks. And I also am an empath. And I discovered that over the past few years through a lot of grief therapy and whatnot, as I've had a lot of family members pass. And with the manifesting and whatnot, I'm having a hard time grounding myself and just trying to stay focused and protect myself from negative energies.
So you're having trouble
So
grounding
I'm
yourself.
trying to stay. Yeah,
Is that right, Erica? You're having trouble grounding yourself?
I'm working on the manifesting. Yes, I'm having a hard time grounding myself.
Okay. All right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So to just keep the audio clean, let's just mute yourself for the moment, Erica. All right. So Erica, you're having trouble grounding yourself. You're a stay-at-home mom working from home. You have this quality that you've identified as being an empath. And so often what happens when we're in that empathic state is that we can consciously or unconsciously soak up the energy of everybody around us. And so that can feel very out of body. That can make you feel as though you are not grounded in any way. That can make you feel very unsafe in your body, disconnected from your body. And we could even use the word disembodied, possibly. Does that sound reasonable, Erica? Yeah. Okay. So when we have taken on the energy of others, when we have been almost sponge-like, we start to feel as though we are not in alignment, not grounded, not standing on our own 2 feet. So there's actually a few things that I want to recommend that you can do that are physical. Okay. Because so much of this that we do here on Dear Gabby is about the consciousness and the subconscious and talking to our thoughts and doing the spiritual work. But what about the somatic experience? We have to remember that we can't leave the body behind. And so, what I want to suggest right now is that you do some practices for physically grounding your body. Okay. One thing you can do when you're feeling disconnected is very quickly breathe in for 2 quick strokes and out 1. So you can go What that will do is it will start to regulate your nervous system. Breathing in quickly and out in a long, elongated breath. Into, out, one, into, out, one. There's a lot of different breath patterns I can teach you, but let's use that one for today. That will begin to start to calm your nervous system. The next thing I would recommend is to actually physically get into the body. So that could entail, stomping your feet, stomp, 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 stomping your feet, snapping, like slapping on your legs, really patting down on your legs, hitting your shoulders, just patting your body in some form. Okay. Getting outside, moving physically. Yoga is an amazing way to get back into the body. So breath, because that's a beautiful practice of breath work and physicality. I want you to consider even just going outside, walking around and noticing what you notice through your senses, noticing what you smell, noticing what you see, noticing what you hear, because so much of the time we're just noticing what's in front of our eyes on our phone. So start to take in, because these different practices that seem so simple, pat your legs, stamp your feet, notice what you notice, are practices that we completely ignore. We are disembodied. We're walking around with our heads cut off. We are just bodies that are almost like puppets, just walking around, especially now with our phones and the distractions. And then to top it off, you've been taking on all the energy of others, so you feel completely wobbly. And so I want you to get back into your body, baby. Okay. Exercise, people, exercise, move in some way every day is what I say. Move in some way every day. I recommend a minimum of 20 minutes a day. Move in some way every day. And you can listen to that audiobook. You can listen to the Miracle Membership. You can listen to Dear Gabby. There's something very powerful about listening to positive content while you physically move. So move in some way every single day. And that's my answer for you, Erica. I want you back in the body. And I know it sounds simple and it sounds sort of obvious, but I don't care. Let's keep it simple. Let's get back in the body, because you are disembodied at this time. I can see it in the way that you're speaking about the empathy and the feelings of being disconnected. So get back into your body. Okay, baby?
Thank you so much. Yes, let's hope by next week when my kids are back full time after being out of school for a year, that all of this dissipate and I will be back on the right path.
Right. And listen, it's not been easy for single moms. I mean, for stay-at-home moms with kids in school. And I want to be very, 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 very conscious to support you. I understand my son is home with me as well. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But on that note, get your kids involved, right? If you need to get back into your body, get your kids back into their body, right? We can get them off their devices. We can go move with them. We can walk with them. We can explore with them. The children are the greatest catalyst for getting us back into our body, into that childlike state. So let them be a support system for you. Okay, baby? Thank you, Erica.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye, baby. All right, who's next? Who is next here on Dear Gabby? What's your name, baby?
It's Sonam.
Sonam, where are you in the world?
I'm from India.
I love it. We have such a great audience from India here on Dear Gabby. It's gorgeous. Thank you for being with us, Sonam. How are you, my love? So what's your quick question? Because we're wrapping up the show.
Okay. I have a dream to have a studio. I want to work, but I have a baby along. I cannot work plus do my home chores together. How to coordinate and manage it?
So you have a baby on your own? You're a single mama?
No, I have my husband along.
Okay, good. So you have a baby, you're managing the household, and you want to have a studio. Okay. So here's something that I once heard Ariana Huffington say to a group of an audience. She said, you can have it all, but not always at the same time. And I love this. I loved it because we can be mamas and we can have our businesses and we can have our abundance and we can have our relationships and we can have all that we desire. But sometimes it's not all at the same time. And that's because there's different periods in our life when we may need to be in more with those little babies. And sometimes we can be out more. And the universe will provide for us the divine time, and order that is, like our card said today, of the highest good for all. So in no way, my love, do I want you to limit your capacity to manifest, attract, and live out this dream. But I want you to let go of your timeline and your agenda and welcome what is of the highest good for all. What is of the highest good for your baby? What is of the highest good for you? What is of the highest good for your husband? What is of the highest good for your family? And open up to the creative possibility that this desire is indeed on the way, but in a way that is better than you could have imagined. And so that's the message for every single one of you today, to drive home this message that you can have it all, and it may not be all at the same time. And that is actually indeed a better plan than the one that you had in the first place. So take your hands off the wheel, stop trying to control the universe, and let the universe show you what to do. Stay in the energy of what is of the highest good for all. Stop focusing on what you think you need, and the universe will indeed catch up with your dreams. Got me?
And so I was thinking, how would I get my team members along and the work will flow ahead? How I will get people along with me to work for that studio project I have in my mind?
I think that you're not completely hearing me, Saman. Okay. My desire for you is to hold this vision and give it over. Surrender is not giving up, it's a giving over. And I want you to give it over, and I want you to let the universe show you the steps, show you what to do. Stay grounded in your intuition, and stay grounded in your inspired state, and stay grounded in the possibilities, and stay grounded in what's of the highest good for all. And what will be shown and developed for you. Take yourself out of the fixing and the trying. Okay, my love?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
that's how we'll end this show today. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so
Bella.
much.
So let's drive this message home, people. The universe has a better plan than you do, period. That's the answer. You have this agenda, and you have all these stories, and you have all these backstories, and you have all these doubts, and you have all these ways of getting in the way of what can be. I want you all to take your hands off the wheel. We'll take our hands off the wheel right now with a prayer. Close your eyes, stay grounded in this moment. If you're driving or you're doing any kind of machinery, do not close your eyes. But let's get grounded in this prayer right now as a community of like-minded people all throughout the world. Thank you, universe, for revealing to me what is of the highest good for all. I give this over and I allow. Boom. That's our intention today, to stop projecting onto our future what we think we need and start allowing an intuitive force to move through us and clear the path with direction, certainty, and ease. Let's have it be easy, people. Let's let it be easy. I'm so proud of what came through today. Really, really big stuff today. We talked to Christian, we talked to our friends in India. We've had a beautiful show today. And I just want to drive home the message that this is one of my greatest gifts in the world to be able to do this show. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Apple or any other of the podcast platforms, please subscribe. It's such a privilege to be able to do this work. And I want to continue to be in the devotion of your personal growth and transformation here on my show, Dear Gabby. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.